In the headlines, National Primary Healthcare Development Agency calls for vaccination of children following diphtheria outbreak. Jalingo residents lament rising cases of criminal activities in the state. Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit says no going back on cash withdrawal limit guidelines. And lastly, tourists evacuated after Peru closes Machu Picchu amid protests. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Updates. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining us. And now the news in detail. The National Primary Healthcare Development Agency has enjoined parents and caregivers in Kano and other parts of the country to ensure that their children under 1 year are fully vaccinated with pentavalent vaccines and other childhood vaccines. The executive director of the agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, gave the advice on Saturday in Abuja while fielding questions from Daily Trust on Sunday on the recent diphtheria outbreak in Kano and other states. He said diphtheria is a vaccine-preventable disease, adding that keeping up to date with recommended vaccine is the best protection against the disease. Dr. Shuaib said the outbreak was a clear indicator of poor immunization performance in the affected areas in Kano State. He said the agency is collaborating with Kano State and affected local government areas as well as all other stakeholders involved in immunization service delivery to improve the routine immunization performance in the state. And residents of Obubra local government area of Cross River State have called on the state government to urgently rescue them from cholera outbreak that is said to have claimed over 60 lives. According to reports, the council's dependence on a river as the only source of water has resulted in the increasing rate of mortality across 14 wards, with over 200 infected persons as well as over 60 deaths. A traditional ruler in the area, Ohorodo I of Okum Kingdom, Ovan Robert, expressed displeasure over the situation and called on the government to intervene by providing them with portable drinking water to avoid another outbreak. The major sources of income in Obubra, one of the 18 local government areas in the state, are fishing and selling of sand from the river for survival. The state government visited the community to sensitize the people on the importance of maintaining proper hygiene and advise them to visit the healthcare facilities whenever they notice any health challenge. The Commissioner for Health, Janet Ekmeyon, promised to ensure that adequate potable water will be provided by the government as a replacement for the river source. Chairman of the Ibadan Depot of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, Bukola Mutiu, has blamed the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited for the lingering scarcity of products. The eight-man boss stated this in Ibadan during a chat with Trust TV. Mutiu, who described the ghost scarcity as unbearable and long overdue, called on government to put its best foot forward and find a lasting solution to the problem in the interest of the ordinary Nigerians.
The first one is that I want the masses to understand us and to bear with us that we are not the causes of all this persisting fuel scarcity and outrageous prices that we are buying. It's affecting us as a business owner in the industry. So that's the first one. The second one is that I will appeal to the federal government through NNPC, DPI, NNDPRA, and all those security agents that they have the authority over this issue. It's overdue. They should look into it and find a lasting solution to it. We cannot continue this way. Everything is, the inflation on all products is becoming unbearable. And we should learn from the past. So I'm appealing to them that they should do the needful. They have all what it takes to do it. I've said it. They can contact their depot staff across the nation to give them lists of stations within the town. If they do that within 2-3 days, everything will be normalized. Once the supplies is enough, nobody will go and buy at outrageous prices.
And now to addressing issues of insecurity in some parts of the country, residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, are attributing the rise in cases of criminal activities to the absence of street lights in the metropolis. The destruction of the street lights by men of the underworld has left many in fear, as life within the affected areas is no longer what it used to be. The report.
Observers say Jalingo, the capital of Taraba State, has been without electric supply on the streets following the destruction of street lights. They believed that the street lights, though destroyed, are not beyond repairs. There have been cases of phone, dispossession of tricycles from their owners, and other acts of criminality which many agree are enabled by the total darkness along the streets. On the streets, there is apprehension, with only a few people willing to speak to us.
You know, we are facing total darkness. It's too dark. And it's not like that before, but the darkness, even due to the NEPA situation right now, is contribute here to it. The darkness is too much. We urge the government to do something. Especially the street light from Badewe, all this road from roadblock to Badewe to government outside. There's no single street light working.
People selling fruits by the roadside are facing challenges of fruits perishing due to lack of street lights. This is because they no longer stay as long as they used to due to activities of men of the underworld, as they now close as early as 5 or 6 p.m.
Due to the absence of street light, the roads are always dark at night, and this encourages area boys and petty thieves who snatch phones from people. The darkness also causes accidents. If the street lights are functional, it will reduce some of the vices that are orchestrated at night. I call on government to look into this issue and address it once and for all. This is something government is supposed to do without being told to do so. It is sad that we voted this government expecting, but there is no visible change. There are some streets that we don't take passengers to anymore because men of the underworld take advantage of the darkness to commit crimes. Some people will either run away without paying us after we drop them, snatch our phone, even attempt to dispose us of our tricycle. If it was when the lights were functional, we walk without fear, but not now. I call on the government to fix the light for the sake of our safety.
We've been trying to enlighten people to go on community join work so that they can at least bring themselves out of this darkness by providing even solar lights that people mount in the front of their houses, on the street leading to your houses, or the feeder around your houses. So it's very, very important. Notwithstanding, we are not really saying that the darkness will not allow the police to do their job. We are always trying to do our best, even with the darkness, and we've been chasing these people. We've been recovering some of these missing items.
Stakeholders all believe that street lights are pivotal to the security of lives and property. Hence, they are calling on the government to fix them as soon as possible.
And still of matters of insecurity, this time in Anambra State, students of Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, have expressed displeasure over the incessant robberies and killings occurring around the school environment. In a peaceful demonstration in the school, they said the incident, especially in the Ifite axis of the school, has now become a recurring decimal, and wondered why the relevant agencies have not intervened. Addressing the students, the president of the Students' Union Government, Charles Obinna, pleaded with the students to keep calm as security measures have been put in place to address the situation.
Last week, the student of ours, Daniel by name, died, and we are at his burial on 7th of this month. And it was very hard for me. The parents, everybody, were ashamed of the school, ashamed with everything. And the worst thing is that our own VC of this school did not see one thing, did not see one single thing.
They have assured us that insecurity in Ifite and the school environs will be a thing of the past. Judging from the fact that they have deployed security apparatus like Blue Shield and the police now, that they are on our matter, that is what they assured us.
I've called on the state government, I've called on the relevant stakeholders, but it's getting worse. So at a point, the students decided to stage a protest. So we are on the point of controlling the students because we really do not want to protest. Somebody like me always said, calm down, solution is coming. And thank God today we were able to calm the student down, and everything is working very well. As you can see, there's an ongoing effort by the police. The giving us 1 week is not a guarantee that the robbery will stop, but they say that within 1 week they will find a solution to this problem, and that is what they just did now. If you look around, you see the police everywhere, you see the blue shield, but we are praying and we are hoping that it will last. The sustainability, the landlords must come into effect this time around. It's not going to be business as usual. These landlords must come in now to make sure that there is sustainability of Blue Shield in Ifite, and that is what the students need now.
And away from security matters, residents of Bauchi State have lauded the improvement in the process of PVC collection across the state. According to them, the long queue witnessed at the beginning of the exercise is no longer an issue in some centers. Adamu Imam has more details of the story.
The process of collecting the permanent voter cards within Bauchi Metropolis is moving smoothly as prospective voters express confidence in the procedure for the distribution of the cards. Nazif Ibrahim is among the people with special needs. He spent 20 days before getting the card after INEC officials intensified efforts. They said I should come back on 20th. I came back but I couldn't get it. So today I'm here again. And to God be the glory, my card has been found and I have it now. I thank God for that. The PVC distribution process is moving without much stress now. Unlike before, it is going on in an orderly manner, and the officials are checking alphabetically, which makes the process smooth and fast. We are happy for that, and I pray it continue like that till the end of the exercise.
When I went to the INEC office to collect my PVC, I was made to understand that the PVC was distributed to the various polling units, which is very, very impressive. I am here in my polling unit to collect my voters card, and I met the workers working. Everybody is working without any problem, and immediately I gave them my own slip. They have already traced my voters card and given me. It's highly commendable, and I'm happy with the turnout.
Actually, we went to the real main office there, so we were being advised to come here. So when we came here, they didn't smile. They actually saw my sister's room, so they didn't smile. So the lady said maybe I should go to another location on Monday.
Your receipt when you went actually to register the first time, so they'll give you a slip. You bring it here that in order to get your PVC.
INEC officials at Bakariduku Ward Center says the story is virtually the same, with little or no challenges. According to them, multiple registration were witnessed at the center.
Some of them, they have did multiple registration, most of the people. The person who do multiple registration, in fact, he cannot get his permanent voters card. But those who have, their voters is here, they receive it. And then before we reach here, we can see the people. They can even write their name, to call them one by one.
INEC says more than half of the voters have collected their cards at the center. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit has said it will not reverse the cash withdrawal limit guidelines it issued earlier this month regarding financial operations of the 3 tiers of government in Nigeria. The NFIU issued a statement in reaction to its meeting with the governors of the 36 states of the Federation who had sought its understanding to reconsider or tinker with the cash withdrawal guidelines. The Nigerian Governors Forum had faulted the recent directive by the NFIU directing banks from executing demands for cash withdrawals from all public accounts. But in a statement signed by its chief media analyst, Ahmed Dukko, the NFIU stated that it had given enough time for all entities in the country to withdraw cash above the approved daily limit, and it was no longer in the interest of the country and its citizens to continue to indulge in such a violation. You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at the health and economic benefits of soybeans. Details of this report and more after the break. Stay with us.
Daily Trust presents 20th Daily Trust Dialogue. Theme: Interrogating the 2023 Presidential Agenda. Panelists:
Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, former Chairman, First Bank of Nigeria.
Professor Jibrin Ibrahim, Professor of Political Science and member of the board of the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD. Dr. Yetunde Anibaba, Lecturer, Analysis of Business Problems, Lagos Business School. Dr. Eugene Enahoro, Human Capacity Development Specialist and CEO, Heltoni Services Limited.
Chairman of the event, John Cardinal Onaikon, Archbishop Emeritus of Abuja. Royal Father of the Day, Alhaji Samaila Muhammad, MFR, Serikin Karshi, Abuja.
Date: Thursday, 25th January 2023. Time: 10 a.m. Venue: NAF Conference Center and Suites, Gwarimpa Expressway, near Next Shopping Mall, Kado, Abuja. For sponsorship and branding participation, contact 081 00 49 1948, 081 65 32 0660, or 080 33 92 8902. The event will be broadcast live on Trust TV.
That's great.
Welcome back. You're watching Trust TV News Update, and thank you for staying with us. But a look at our top stories again. We told you earlier that the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency calls for vaccination of children following diphtheria outbreak. And Jalingo residents lament rising cases of criminal activities in the state. Moving on to other stories, traders in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, have appealed to the federal government to further extend the deadline for the phasing out of the old denominations of the newly redesigned Naira notes. They made the appeal during a sensitization walk organized by officials of the nation's Apex Bank, the central bank, across major markets. The report.
It is a little over a week until the deadline announced by the Central Bank of Nigeria for phasing out of the old 1,000, 500 and 200 Naira notes that were recently replaced with new notes. Officials of the nation's Apex Bank are leaving nothing to chance, as they are seen here creating more awareness on the need for traders to comply with the new directive. The central bank took its message to the heart of major markets like Aleshinloye Dugbe, Bodija, and other strategic trading points. Their message is clear. They want traders here to deposit their old notes to commercial banks in compliance with the CBN directive.
We are aware of that, and we are conducting spot check to make sure that the banks dispense the new Naira notes in the ATMs. And we are here to tell them that they should go to the ATMs and collect the new Naira notes. The CBN is doing all we can to make sure that the new Naira notes are available to the banks, and we ensure that they put them in the ATM cards, in the ATM machines, so that the banks can dispense these new Naira notes. They have been instructed to load their ATMs with the new Naira notes, the 200 Naira, the 500 Naira, and the 1,000 Naira notes. You should try and deposit your money before the 31st of January in your various banks, and the banks are supposed to bring this money to Central Bank for deposits.
Traders who spoke with newsmen say they are not happy with the scarcity of the new notes and the difficulty in depositing the old notes, a situation they said is adversely affecting their businesses. They appealed for an extension of the deadline.
In this ATM point that I withdraw, even yesterday I withdraw at one of ATM points here in Dugbe. There is no any new Naira note there. Yes, we have been trying to confuse our people here to get their old note to the bank so that they can get new naira notes. This program today is very good, but the only thing I see that money is not circulated in the bank. One, and you know, any POS, if you go to POS, they want to withdraw from POS, you don't get that money. That money is not circulated at all. The thing I can advise them like that is for them to extend the date of declaration of the money.
Officials of the CBN insist that there is no going back on the January 31st deadline and called on the traders to adhere with the directive or risk losing their monies.
Nigeria is one of the largest producers of soybeans, with the annual production of over 600,000 metric tons. Soybeans is a species of a legume native to East Asia, widely grown for its edible bean, which has numerous uses. Thousands of Nigerians depend on soybean as a source of protein and other nutrients. Ibrahim Ismail reports.
Soybean is processed to produce a homemade cake known as awara. Awara is widely consumed because it is being made from soybean, creating jobs to thousands of Nigerians. For more than a decade, Munari Joseph has been frying awara. According to her, some customers who could not afford the high cost of meat have resorted to awara for protein.
So soybeans is very important, it's very good for the body of woman and man. The awara is good, especially for the milk. It's very good. For the awara, we even cook the awara. Awara is very sweet.
Some customers gave reasons of consuming awara, which is 100% product of soybean.
And I like eating this awara because it's proteinous. And aside from that, this very awara is a kind of different from other awaras. Understand? The nutrients and what it used to give is far more than what you can think. So we are not just eating it because we are hungry, we are eating it because there's more to it. Yeah, the soybeans, the content.
Agriculturalists say although less input is required in the production of soybean, the crop has a lot of nutrients that has health benefit to the human body.
Soybean has the highest crude protein among all the families of the Fabaceae. That is, when you talk of the groundnut, the bambara nut, the chickpea, the pigeon pea, and others, the crop with the highest number of crude protein is soybean. So that makes it, the most important source of protein when making poultry feed. That's number one. Number two, the oil. The oil of soybean is the one that the whole world is looking for. Why? Because of the avoidance of disease. Before, the market used to be the oil from groundnut, but with the recent development of diseases, attacking especially fungus, what is called aspergillus, attacking the groundnut, causing cancer. So now people are running away from the oil. The oil now that has the market value is that of the soybean.
The agricultural expert believe mass production of soybean will provide job opportunities to Nigerians and boost the country's gross domestic product (GDP). From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
And now to updates outside Nigeria. Peru has closed its famed historical site, Machu Picchu, amid deadly anti-government protests stranded hundreds of tourists per hour as the European Union decried what it called a disproportionate police response to the unrest. The closure on Saturday came as officials announced that another protester had been killed, raising the total death toll to 46 since demonstrators took to the street in early December, demanding the resignation of newly appointed Peruvian President Dina Boluarte. Reports say clashes between police and the crowd in the town near Lake Titicaca and the border with Bolivia left 10 people injured. Prior to the closing of Machu Picchu, rail services to the site had already been suspended due to damage to the track by demonstrators. The only way to get up to the popular tourist site is by train. And in sports, Liam Smith stopped Chris Eubank Jr. in 4 rounds to explosive end, and the fight week was dominated by controversy, but it was Smith who pulled off the upset after moving up in the weight. Eubank Jr., 33, had been unbeaten since 2018 but suffered the first stoppage defeat of his career. Liverpool's Smith knocked Eubank down twice in quick succession in the fourth round before the referee waved off the contest. There was rapturous celebrations among Smith's team and in the crowd where the fight ended. The 34-year-old brothers Callum, Paul and Stephen joining him in the ring. The two fighters hugged in the ring after emotions calmed, and Smith opened the door to a rematch in his post-fight comments. And that brings us to the end of the news update at this hour. For more, subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep an eye on our social media platforms. I am Martia Umar on behalf of the news team. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.